To the Western Cape now, where firefighting efforts have been underway in Kleinmond since the blaze hit on Saturday. The fire is said to have destroyed about 47,000 hectares. To get an update on this, we're joined by Trevor Abrahams, Director of Working on Fire. Good afternoon, Mr. Abrahams. There were reports a bit earlier of a precautionary evacuation order. What's the latest around the fire?
Good afternoon. I think we've been fortunate in terms of the weather conditions. We've had a cooling as well as wind speeds which are much lower than they have been. So the fire itself has actually been declared contained, and that means it's unlikely to spread in the immediate future. And simply, most of the activities that are going on now is the mop-up and trying to get to all the hotspots. But this, of course, has been achieved through, quite a massive effort, including some 80 hours of aviation on the fire, which dropped more than a million tons of liters on this fire. So I think the weather's played in the favor, and we actually now can breathe a bit of a sigh of relief. It's not all done and dusted yet. The very important role of mopping up all the hotspots, particularly around the Arabella golf course, is taking place, whereas Kleinmond, the residential area, I think is quite well protected at this point in time.
Just talk to me about the extent of the damage. I mean, 47,000 hectares is quite a lot. Has that number gone up, or that's where you're standing?
Yes, in fact, the number has gone up a bit. It's up to about 5,200 hectares of felt that's burnt. There was one uninhabited structure that was burnt out, but fortunately, for the scale of this fire, we haven't had any losses. A very minor injury that was reported, but I think effectively we've had no losses to any further property or life. And I think that's testimony to the kind of efforts that all the firefighters from the municipalities, from Working on Fire, have put in to try and contain this blaze in fairly difficult conditions prior to today.
And then in terms of capacity, I mean, the fire started on Saturday. Do you believe you're well resourced, or there could be additions there because it's taken so long?
Well, Working on Fire, we have some 5,000 firefighters countrywide. The fire of this nature spreads very, very rapidly in a condition where you have winds up to 52 kilometers per hour. I don't believe it's necessarily simply a capacity issue, although the incident commander did declare a code red fire, which means they call for additional resources wherever they're able to get it. But as I said, the efforts of the water bombing, the firefighters on the ground, and the weather, which played in our favor, has resulted in us essentially being able to say the fire is contained at this point in time.
All right. Mr. Abrahams, thank you very much for that update. That is Trevor Abrahams, the Director of Working on Fire, just giving us an update on that fire that indeed has been contained. Now, still to come on